the worldwide, world historical war on testosterone. The worldwide, world historical war on testosterone. What we are witnessing in Western civilization today is a worldwide, world historical war on testosterone. The worldwide, world hysterical war on testosterone. The biggest mistake this country has ever made, the worst, most calamitous decision in its history, was the decision to give women the vote. They have waged a destructive war, at least since the end of World War II, against boys, men, and testosterone ever since, and are halfway through destroying, more than halfway through, destroying the society at a pure ressentiment of the European achievement, because the European achievement is primarily the achievement of Caucasian European males. In waging this war, they have allied themselves with everyone who is not a Caucasian European male, and who are resentful and narcissistic enough, including Negroes, Hispanics, homosexuals, Arabs, Muslims, other racial and ethnic minorities, anarchists, socialists, communists, and more. If this country is to be saved at all, the 19th Amendment will have to be repealed. The war on testosterone has been waging as far back as at least the end of World War II. But of course, the war between the sexes has been waging forever. What happened then? My wonderful people, the Jews, introduced a new religion into the American bloodstream called victimism. We have been the proponents of this religion for thousands of years now, literally. Because of what some claim happened to some of us during the World War II period, we started to promote this victimist PR campaign. Actually, we've been promoting this victimist ideology for thousands of years. What changed? Nobody paid attention or gave a shit what we said or did until the end of until the end of the war. After the war, we became wealthy, powerful, but worst of all, very comfortable. And remember, comfort corrupts, but we were corrupted from the start. So for amusement and entertainment value, they paid attention to our Jewish bullshit line for once, and that was enough. The war on testosterone continued. After seeing the enormous success of our new religious ideology, victimism, other minority groups, fabricated otherwise, started employing our strategy. The first wave of new victims were the feminists. This makes sense for other reasons, since most of the new gender feminists were also Judaisks. Bella Abzug, Betty Friedan, Gloria Steinem, Evita Peron, Elena Ceausescu. What's that you say, Evita and Elena were not Jewish females? Well, if not, they should have been. After that, new schools of victimism sprung up everywhere in this country. African Americans began promoting their victimhood and started talking about the African diaspora. Homosexuals started promoting their victimhood and started talking about the homosexual diaspora. Muslims started promoting their victimhood. Arabs in general promoting their victimhood. Palestinian Arabs in particular promoting their victimhood with their talk of the diaspora. Every group of really stupid people who groupthink together and are weak and want to promote their victimism, their victimhood, looks to us for guidance, looks to our history and our verbiage to write their future history and to write their verbiage for promoting their victimism. The biggest problem with American feminists today is that most of them just are not having good orgasms, or not having any orgasms at all. It's their own fault too. They have been engaged in feminizing men for a century and fail to realize that as a result, many men cannot perform sexually the way a man should. So they can't satisfy their women in bed. Also, a lot of the women who are threatened by masculinity, who envy and resent masculinity, who want to be masculine, who hate men for their superiority, their dominance, and their masculinity, will intentionally couple with very inferior, very effeminate, very non-masculine men. Sometimes what I refer to as Vassar boys. But on the other hand, it's their own fault, because the main reason they're feminists in the first place is that they have too much repressed or barely repressed narcissistic rage at men for them to submit to a man. But on the other hand, most of them are emotionally frigid to begin with. The term frigidity refers specifically to the female body and its sexuality. It refers specifically to a woman's inability to achieve orgasm in sex. There are two kinds of frigidity, emotional and physical. When a woman is physically frigid, it means that there is a problem with her sexual anatomy that prevents or interferes with orgasm. This could be due to physical deformities that a woman may be born with or injuries that may have occurred later in life. When a woman is emotionally frigid, it means she suffers from some emotional block that prevents orgasm. This may be because she was raped, or because she hates her father subconsciously, or hates men in general, consciously or subconsciously. A man cannot be frigid, either emotionally or anatomically. However, men can be impotent or non-virile. Impotence implies that a man cannot get or sustain an erection because of anatomical problems or emotional problems. Non-virility means that a man has run out of cathexis energy, or just that he's run out of juice, or that he never had it in the first place. I mean, that's what's up. Non-virility is what's up with Vassar boys and the effeminate men movement. Not only here, but in the world. I mean, it's growing up in every modernized post-industrial society. Okay, in Japan, they have a special group of men that are have decided specifically and publicly that they will be asexual. I forgot what the term is, but it's somewhere else in my presentation. What we witness today is a level of hostility, narcissistic rage, born of ressentiment, loss of God psychosis, and too much comfort and leisure on the part of women not expressed before at any other previously sexually corrupt society in history, including Babylon, Rome, Sodom, Gomorrah, or any others at their very worst. The world historical war on testosterone, the conspiratorial feminization of America, the planet, and the universe, the destruction of masculinity out of fear of men and their physical, intellectual, and psychological superiority, out of envy, jealousy, resentment, and ressentiment of men by women. Feminism, especially the nonsense that came into play as a result of Obama, is the purest, most obvious example. Ressentiment since the Jews invented Jesus. Feminism as ressentiment. Feminism from the point of view of its victims. Who are they? Women in general, and feminists in particular, are feminism's victims. Human relationships, romantic sexual relationships in particular, are the victims. Miss Havisham from Dickens' Great Expectations. Now, I'm going to end it there, because I wanted to keep it to just my idea of the world historical war on testosterone.